Welcome everyone to another night at Cell Space. Before we begin, we'd like to make a shout out to the Caribbean, where we're going to be on a tango cruise, and all the folks joining us. I think we'll have a good time, and also to Tampa, where USF has their first tango festival, so we look forward to seeing you guys also in a couple of weeks. Tonight's class we focus on what? What was the subject?
Very close turn.
The very, very close turn. Chapter 1. Out of how many chapters? 7. Chapter 7 is what? The very, very open turn. Okay, this is the way we divide it. Other teachers do other things. Okay, so the theory is if you know chapter 1 and chapter 7, then what do you understand?
A lot of shades of gray.
Yeah, all the shades of gray in the middle. Life becomes a lot less complicated. Okay, great. So remember this exercise. What letter of the alphabet when we cross? A, yeah. And if you're crossing behind, which direction are you moving?
Forward.
Good. And then the opposite. When you cross in front, what letter of the alphabet?
A.
Still an A. And which direction are you moving? Great. And then we did the Greek dance to either side. In very close embrace, when we turn to the leader's left, as followers are right, how does the shape of our turn look? What do we do for the back step and the forward step?
Crosses are tight.
They're crossing, yeah, and they're tight. Okay. Great. And Cristina will probably add to that in a minute. When we turn to the right as followers, as we turn to the left, the leader's right, what can we do, followers? What do we have space to do even in very close embrace?
Right foot back.
Forward step. Good. I hear a lot of leaders talking.
Forward step.
Yes, forward step. Thank you. Okay. Cristina would tell you that to compensate, that side step has to be what? Yes, long. Okay. What about your hips and followers? When you're turning, especially to the leader's left, your right, what about your hips? Where do they face? Square. Yeah, square. The only time where they're not square is when you're probably making that forward step on the leader's right. Then you can be unsquare. Great. For leaders, what is this called?
Chicken.
Chicken? Charles? No. What is this? This is the basic mechanism to turn.
Kick the heel around.
Kick the heel around. Yeah. How many combinations?
4.
2 each leg.
Yeah. Good. 2 each leg. 4. And then when you add this, what do you get?
Paddle.
Yeah. And for right now, we said what kind of paddle? Just forward. Yeah. Don't back paddle right now. Later you can back paddle if you want. It's different. Okay. The paddle does what? Leaders?
Does it help?
Turns around.
It helps add a little bit of power, but the biggest thing that the paddle does is what?
The leader stays in place.
Yes, it keeps you over one center, and it makes a turn what we call an absolute turn. If you watch Cristina, she's giving away the answer. Absolute turn. So it helps stabilize the turn. Later leaders, you can keep the paddle minimized. It can be right next to your foot, and it still can act like you stand on a tricycle. It can act like a paddle. Okay? Leaders, at the end of class, we showed you a fancy pattern where we do a little sacada first. So we're changing the center of the turn. This is called a relative turn, when you change the center of the turn. Yeah, so every time we do a sacada, things become relative. But then we stay over the axis for the rest of the turn. So it goes back to absolute. So you learned all these concepts.